As we reach the last show of the Raw before the Money in the Bank, Vince Russo flexing his guns as always, ready to rock and roll. I am Dr. Chris Featherstone here for yet another episode of the Legion of Raw. Vince Russo, 30,000 foot view thoughts of this week's show for Raw.
Oh boy. I'm trying to understand, and Chris, you've spoken about this before. They're trying to promote Money in the Bank big time for this weekend. Mm-hmm. But yet Riddle cuts a promo and says, I challenge Gunther for the Intercontinental title. Why would you be competing in a Money in the Bank match then if Riddle can just go up to Gunther and challenge him for an IC title? I don't know. That's what I mean, bro, about consistency, about nuances, about not making sense. The whole show is revolving around Money in the Bank. And on that same show, Riddle says, oh, yeah, I just went up to Gunther and challenged him to a shot at the IC title.
Yeah.
I mean,
especially since Money in the Bank contract winners can cash in for a mid-card championship now.
Yeah, anything. Right.
And they cash it for anything. So what he just said was, well, I'll just skip the Money in the Bank and just go for the Intercontinental.
Exactly. Yeah. And bro, Chris, I got to ask you a question. I want to throw this out to Sportskeeda Nation, because tonight would have been the perfect opportunity to do it. Chris, honestly, what's the last unpredictable thing the WWE really did? I mean, unpredictable that you never saw coming and it totally caught you by surprise.
Vince McMahon coming back after retiring.
Bro, you know what I would have done? See, something like this, bro. This is how you can spark things, okay? So we got this NXT kid, Carmelo Anthony. Mm-hmm. We got him wrestling Finn Balor.
Last Carmelo Hayes, yes.
Okay, bro. Now, hear me out, Chris. Everybody knows Finn Balor is not beating Seth Rollins. Okay, Finn Balor is done. The only time Finn Balor means anything is when he's the demon. He's done. He means nothing. So everybody knows that Rollins is going to go over.
Yeah.
Bro, why not have that match earlier in the night? Carmelo Anthony goes over. Now he gets the shot at Seth Rollins, who invited him to the event, and we go to Money in the Bank, and he screws Seth Rollins out of the title. See, why can't we just do something that simple to shake something up?
Yeah, I was thinking something being shaken up today, because I'm with you on that, Vince. That there has to be something that's not as predictable. And here's the thing: I'm not super critical about predictable if the predictable falls in with the captivating story. Like, for instance, I like the Bloodline story, and the Bloodline was going to have Sami and KO defeat the Usos. I mean, that was predictable. People knew that the Usos were going to lose the tag titles at WrestleMania. That's fine. However, there's no story with this. So how in the world, again, I say this all the time, Vince, there's 2/3 of the Raw audience don't watch NXT.
Right.
So how are you going to automatically cause 2/3 of the audience to automatically get into Carmelo Hayes, who's, he has the look, talented guy, but a wrestling match isn't going to captivate 2/3 of the audience and say, oh man, this guy's money, we need to have him back, especially if he loses his first match. And if people don't watch NXT, that basically puts NXT on a platter as if they're the lesser brand, because Carmelo comes out with his NXT championship and loses to the number one contender of the world championship, who's been fodder for a long time, who's going to be fodder for Seth Rollins. So it makes him look worse.
Bro, I swear, I've never seen Carmelo Hayes before. This is the first time I'm seeing him. I don't watch NXT. And bro, the first thing I'm saying after I saw him talk, and I think they did a little package or something, my first impression is, oh, we've got another Montez Ford. Nothing special at all whatsoever. Very similar to the Montez Ford character. And like I said, okay, bro, he comes on this show, Finn beats him. You want to make somebody, bro. He scores the upset. Now he replaces Finn and he screws Seth Rollins. Now you've made somebody special. But to debut somebody like this, to have him do a job for Finn Balor, does nobody any good. But I'll tell you, I'll tell you who they did more harm to tonight than anything. First of all, bro, I've figured this out. Okay, they're beating Damian Priest to death, Chris, because they're turning him babyface. So that's why they're going to keep beating him as a heel, because their thinking is once he turns babyface, the people are going to be with him and none of this is going to matter. Yeah. But I'll tell you what does matter, because, bro, back in the day, if you would have booked this guy this way, potential opponents, top name opponents, bro, they would have said, I ain't going to work with that guy. If he's going 50-50 with a mid-carder, I ain't going to work. Are you kidding me? Gunther going 50-50 with Sami Zayn?
Right.
Are you guys out of your freaking minds? Bro, the big splash from the top and Sami Zayn's kicking out. Bro, back in the day, if they would have done that with a big guy and then you would have went to Nash or you would have went to Taker or you would have went to Kane, they would have said, I'm not working with this guy. He's damaged good. I don't understand. I understand Damian Priest, bro, he's going to be a babyface. Why are you letting a guy like Gunther go 50-50 with Sami Zayn?
Yeah.
Oh, Chris, what do you think the reasoning? Now, Chris, again, if this were a house show that nobody is seeing, fine. No problem whatsoever. The only people that are going to see it are people in the arena. When you're putting this on national television, you're just cutting Gunther's you-know-what right off, bro.
Yeah, I think because WWE is such a wrestling, pro wrestling in general, man, it's such a wrestling-heavy product nowadays that they think that they're putting someone like a Gunther over because he had a hard-fought victory, and it makes him feel like a stronger character. Now, in any type of, like, this is supposed to be a comic book come to life. This is sports entertainment, so they're entertaining you. So it's an episodic television series. So why in the world would you have? First of all, I don't even think that Sami Zayn and Gunther should have been a thing, because, mind you, Sami Zayn's a tag team champion, so he needs to be protected as well. And there's so many people back in catering that could have, because you know how nowadays you just bump into them and that's a match. Right. Why can't Gunther be preparing or talking to Ludwig Kaiser? Someone bumps into him. He gets trampled. That turns into the ring. Gunther squashes him, and that builds up to Matt Riddle. Someone like a Priest or a Shinsuke Nakamura or someone like Gunther going 50-50. Like, if you're booking this, you want the challenger and the champion to look the strongest, because whoever wins is going to look stronger than the strongest person. If the person looks weak and 50-50, that's not really a quality win. Like, if, like, again, I go back to college football, Vince. If Ohio State is playing Michigan and Michigan goes in 6-6 or 6-5, right? They're not going, Ohio State beating Michigan isn't going to have that much impact toward the next step than to if they come in 12-0 or 11-1. Us beating Michigan at 12-1 or 11-0 has much more impact than us beating Michigan at 6-6. And so, even from a competitive sports standpoint, you have to, like, it's better for the other team, the opposition, to look as strong as possible, because that win has much more impact than some 50-50.
Yeah.
How does it make logical sense in pro wrestling to beat someone who's 50-50 and that makes you look stronger somehow?
That's why, bro, you need to get the undercard over as well. Perfect example. If Gunther would have been booked against D'Lo Brown in his prime, okay, and Gunther would have beaten D'Lo Brown, you would have believed Gunther beat somebody.
Yeah.
That's why you need to get the undercard over, bro. But you got a guy like Sami Zayn out there going, and this guy can't put Sami Zayn away? Come on, bro. What are you doing, man?
Agreed. Very much. All right, we got Joseph Gonzalez, 499 super chat. Why is Raquel Rodriguez, aka Backless Aggression, interested in the women's tag titles when she targeted Ripley last week? Where's the consistency? Good point, man.
See, now, wouldn't it, what Joseph is saying, how much of a better story, Chris, would it have been if, Raquel Rodriguez is, her and Liv are tag team champions. Liv gets hurt. So now Rodriguez is on her own. Now she's going after Ronda Rousey on her own. Now Liv comes back. And now Rodriguez says, well, man, I didn't know how long you were going to be gone, man. They were saying you were going to be gone like 3 months. I'm kind of in this thing with that's what I'm talking about, Chris. That's all you have to do to create some interest. That's it, bro.
It's a story, man.
You have Rachel Rodriguez say, listen, with all due respect, I finally got my shot on Raw.
Yeah.
Am I supposed to wait around till you're here? I mean, these are the simple things that you could do to add some spice to the show.
And it just looked like, if you think about it from just an objective standpoint, like, I'm with someone who was a makeshift tag team, and yes, we won the titles, but she couldn't cut the mustard because she got hurt. So we lost the titles. And then I had an opportunity to do a stare down with the world champion from a single standpoint. Why would I want to go back to you and go for the tag titles when I have an opportunity to be world champion now? Like, I just,
and that's the promo. You just cut the promo. That's the promo.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely. We got Jordan Plays, $5 super chat. I honestly didn't like Carmelo losing here. The champ loses the fan. Yeah. I mean, what a way to showcase NXT. And I think, again, with this wrestling heavy crowd, WWE's like, okay, well, at least he gets a main roster opportunity, gets a showcase to, be on the big stage. So, but he has a title match tomorrow. So it makes it feels like, okay, he's going back to the minor leagues after having a major league opportunity.
Chris, this is the button I hit when I'm going to hit you with a conspiracy theory.
Okay.
Bro, is this Vince McMahon shoving it up Triple H's backside?
I thought about that too.
You gotta look at that, bro. You've got to look at that, because whether Triple H is still as much tied in with NXT as he was, because now it's like Shawn Michaels' baby, okay?
Yeah.
For NXT talent to come to the main roster and do a job, I'm telling you, bro, that is Vince's pettiness of sticking it to Hunter, man.
I wouldn't be surprised at
That's
that.
like Vince saying to Hunter, bro, I'm big league, and Hunter, you're little league. Just like WWE is big league and NXT is little. I'm telling you, bro, people think I'm insane, Chris, when I say this stuff. Guys, I worked there. Yeah. Okay, I saw the pettiness firsthand. And when you see something like this, Chris, like you said, bro, you got to ask the question.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you have to, man, because again, I'm a logical person, man. I'm a psychology doctor. It's just logic to me. How does it logically make sense for someone to be showcased from NXT only to be fodder to the person who's going to be fodder to the champion? Like, how does that showcase NXT? You're just fodder to fodder. I mean, like, it makes absolutely no sense from a trajectory point of view. At the end of all this, he was lesser than the lesser. You know what I mean? So it didn't do anything as far as a showcase. It caused his name to be on the main roster, yes, but at the same time, he's going to go back to NXT. He's not going to come back on Raw, at least for the time being. And so he was just used for the sake of making Finn look good. And at the end of the day, if Vince really was trying to make someone and showcase someone, that's not the way to do it.
Chris, I'm going to give you the sports analogy now. You're playing AAA baseball. You're batting 350. Mm-hmm. They move you up to the big club. You bat a $150. They send you back to AAA. What is that? You couldn't make it in the bigs, bro. Yeah. There's no other. Bro. He could have gave him a hell of a fight, no, bro. There's no other way to twist it, man. You're the little fish. You know, you're the big fish in the small pond at NXT. Yeah. But once you come and you're the little fish in the big pond, there's no other way to look at it, bro.
No, there's not. Absolutely not. We got Rod Williams with a $2 super sticker and another $2 super chat asking, why does Roman have three belts? I like Roman 3 belts. I just think he's a megalomaniac. And
so what are the 3 belts? You always, bro. Why does every show you got to explain the belt situation to me?
Bro? Okay, so he is the undisputed WWE champion. All right.
Okay.
So he had the undisputed and the WWE championship. And so now he has the gold background belt. So that is kind of like a unification of the two. But that usually makes someone discard the 2 belts that are unified. But no, Roman Reigns said, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to keep the old WWE championship and the Universal Championship with the Unified Championship. So now he showcases 3 belts now.
Yeah, well, that's you just confused me even more, Doctor.
So that's his power-hungry attempt to say that I've got it all. But the crazy thing is, as of the last time I checked, which was last week, Roman Reigns is holding the new belt, but he is on the site as both WWE champion and Universal champion. So he's not even a unification on the website, man. And so it's nuts. And I heard that as soon as he loses like the championship, they're going to abandon the Universal Championship or something like that.
I'm calling uncle on that one still, bro.
So as of now, even with the WWE superstars on the WWE.com website, if you go to the list of superstars, it shows you the champions. And right now it says, so it's crazy because it was just Roman on both and it automatically went off. And now it says Roman Reigns, undisputed WWE Universal Champion. So now they changed it as of this week because it was Roman Reigns, 2 pictures of Roman Reigns holding the same belt and 2 different champions. So.
Uncle.
It's just it's so confusing, man. I wonder I wonder if they're doing this just to stick it to the fans because like this stuff is just super confusing. He's the undisputed WWE Universal Champion. So there's no dispute that he's the top champion.
And you didn't even bring Seth's belt into the conversation. You didn't even bring that into the conversation.
Roman Reigns is undisputed, and then there's the World Heavyweight Champion.
Yes. Whatever, bro.
Oh man, indeed. All right, we got Jordan Plays again, $10. Did Cody give away the Damian Priest matchup during the first segment? Then Dom acted like he was getting a secret opponent backstage, but Cody already said it was Damian. No, I thought that the that segment was about Dom's secret opponent.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Yeah, I thought that was it too. Yeah. Young Reckless 199. Where's Drew in all this? Well, we may see. There's some rumors of a potential comeback soon. Some people are saying Money in the Bank. He's a UK guy, man. So that would be interesting if he came in as an eighth person. I don't think this will happen, but I think it'll be cool.
I gotta, bro. Listen, this is what I don't understand, Chris, and I guess I don't understand this because as I get older, time is more valuable to me.
Yeah.
Okay, bro. When you're in a position like Drew, and bro, come on, let's face it. Drew's a millionaire. Drew's got a crap load of money. Okay, Drew knows he's getting booked like crap, and his value is less and less and less and less.
Yeah.
I know Drew's contract was up or something to that effect. Bro, if you're Drew, why not let your contract expire, take some time off, enjoy life, do whatever you want to do, then come back fresh in a couple of years. You know they're going to pay you through the you-know-what, and hopefully at that time, things are better.
Yeah.
I don't understand that with wrestlers. I really don't, because they have the money. There's no question about it. It's not like they can't afford to take time off. The creative is horrible, horrendous, and hurting them. And they can take time off, come back in a couple of years, and make even more money.
Yeah.
Bro, we've talked about this, Chris. We've talked about it affecting your brand.
Sure, absolutely.
And I just that if I had enough money to do that, that's exactly what I would do. Let my contract expire. You know what? All good, bro. No hard feelings, no nothing. I'm going to take a little bit of time off. Enjoy life for a little, heal your body up. 2 years. Guys, listen, man, I'm available. I'm ready, blah, blah, blah. You're going to make more money. You're going to have enjoyed life for a couple of years. You're going to rest the body a little bit and hopefully come back in a better spot.
Yeah, I think it would increase the stock. So I sent you something in the private chats. I sent you a link. Click on the link and let me know what what comes up when you click.
Come on, Chris. Chris, you know I'm borderline dementia, and that's why you keep doing this to me. That's why you keep doing, because we got Roman Reigns. I'm going to try to figure this out. Okay.
Yes.
WWE Championship.
Yes.
Universal Championship.
So he's holding the gold belts.
The gold belts.
But it's still showing two lineages of two champions.
I can't even look at this because it's too confusing to me. I can't process that, bro.
So yeah, there's the title history for the Universal Championship and the title history for both the Universal and the WWE Championship. And Roman Reigns is the representative on this WWE site of both championships actively,
uncle.
But he's the undisputed, like there's no dispute that he is the guy. He is the champion. But then there's the World Heavyweight Champion.
Chris, what is this? What is this sound you're hearing? You ready?
Yep. hear a hand hitting a table.
Yeah, that's me tapping out. I am tapping out. I am tapping out on the entire. I'm tapping out on two things tonight.
What's that?
The entire title situation and the reason for Money in the Bank. Those are the two things I am totally tapping out for tonight.
Sure. Yeah, man. And then they're doing this. Roman Reigns is 1,000-day champion, and it's funny. I don't know if I'm about to make you tap on another thing too, actually. So look, I think that I'm a huge fan of just bringing out the extremes of things to make it seem much more illogical for someone to think of. So here's the thing. So do
I need to take notes on this? I got my pen. Go ahead. I'm gonna write this down. I'm gonna see if I can follow Chris.
Okay.
Go ahead, Chris. Go ahead.
So WWE is booking Roman Reigns to be a 1,000-day champion.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
But he's not an 1,000-day WWE champion because he was not the WWE champion for 1,000 days. So therefore, WWE cannot use the verbiage of Roman Reigns has been WWE champion for 1,000 days because he's been Universal champion for over 1,000 days and only WWE championship for 400 plus.
Why are they doing this? Why are they just making all of this so confusing, bro? Why?
It's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous. And now he's saying, and when they did the 1,000-day ceremony thing, they were showing like champions from like everywhere, like NWA and everywhere, just to make it seem like, okay, well, we know he's not the WWE champion, but he's the Universal champion, a belt that's only been around for 7 years, and and the very fact that he's not WWE champion, we can't say that because he's not. he's not 1,000-day reign holder of the WWE championship. So he's got about another 2 or so years for that. So they won't say that he's been WWE champion for over 1,000 days. So that's how logical it sounds, which it sounds illogical. So that's the WWE for you,
guys. It all comes from the top, man.
Indeed.
I'm sorry, bro. Russo's brand comes from the top. Chris's business comes from the top. Yeah. WWE comes from the top, bro.
Indeed, man. Indeed. Michael Anthony, 299. What do you think about this, man? Dom is becoming a channel changer.
Bro, I'm going to say this about Dom, and I know I'm going to get, the Conan heat because that's his godson, and I'm going to say it anyway because I'm always honest. Bro, you know who's booing Dom? Kids. Kids are booing Dom. Adults are not booing Dominik. Kids are booing. Kids can relate to Dom and they're booing. Now, here's why I'm saying this, bro. I've got nothing against this kid. I love Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio was always very good to me throughout my career. I want Dominik to do so well. This has always been my problem with Dominik. I've said it on this show. He looks like a kid. Yeah. And bro, they don't do anything to make him look older. In other words, bro, if he were viciously attacking people, all right, bro, he looks like a kid, but this kid's got a mean streak and he's dangerous. That's not what you get. Yeah. You get a wrestler that looks like a kid and is acting like a kid. Yeah. To me, bro, that doesn't translate to heat. That translates to a kid acting like a kid. That guys, that's just how I feel. I got nothing against the dude. For him to be competing at this level at his age is unbelievable. But from day one, I've just never gotten by the kid-like looks, and they're not doing anything creatively to help that.
Yeah. I think that with Dom, like I said before, I don't care what type of heat it is, if it's kids, if it's adults. I think that you need to capitalize on that, man. And if y'all really don't like him, let's put it to the test. Because if I think that they should do something like start a junior heavyweight division and make him champion, like the junior heavyweight champion, because stuff like that will really give him heat and it will really build up another star, man. And I think that you need to capitalize on the heat. But I agree with you, Vince. I think that Dom needs to, if I was him, man, if I was someone in the back, because he came in as Ray's son. So he was clean shaven, had the short haircut. I'm glad that he has the Eddie look now, but he still looks young. I mean, he still is young. I mean, he's still in his early 20s, but I think that or mid 20s, I think is now. But I think that he needs to go ahead and grow a beard, man. He needs to grow a beard. That'll look him look more thuggish and ruggish. And I think that he needs to get to the point where he stopped being the whole mommy thing. You know, it
Chris,
makes him look more kiddie.
I'm going to go into your wheelhouse psychology. Here's what I see. They're trying to mix two things that don't mix because they don't make sense. You help me with this. Number one, they're trying to, he's a punk kid.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, punk kids are not chicken you know what heels.
Right.
They're not. Bro,
Yep.
We just had 3 punk kids here, bro. 3 punk kids are going away to jail for life. Bro, they were on the side of, they were throwing boulders at cars and they killed a girl.
Mm-hmm.
That's a punk kid.
Yeah.
A punk kid is not a chicken you know what heel. Though, Chris, those two personalities don't go hand in hand. Am I right or wrong? They're 2 completely different personalities.
Yeah, a punk kid is trying to feel relevant. It's trying to be relevant because this person is typically insecure and is someone who wants to fit in a crowd. So he does something to kind of initiate him into society. You know what I mean? Or that's what punk kids typically do. That's the reason why you have so many people pulling out cell phones to feel relevant and bullying and stuff like that.
That's what I was going to say, Chris. A punk kid is going to be more of a bully, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. They're trying to mix him with 2 completely different personalities that don't work for me.
Yeah, and the chicken crap heel, you know, I mean, you're kind of like poking and going away. You know
right.
What I mean? And so that's the type of flavor that you're doing, but it's not really making him feel like an adult. If one, he was already off the base a punk kid, that was the whole point of his heel turn. So
right.
like the point of his heel turn is because he was a punk kid to his father. And it's not helping because he's using mommy. So he's still a punk kid by calling someone mommy. That's not going to cause him to come out on his own and have his own identity.
Bro, you're a punk kid when your father starts getting older and you want to fight him now.
Yes.
Bro, because there comes a time, and Chris, again, you're a psychologist, not me. But there comes a time, bro, when the tables turn where, you know, your whole life, your father could beat your butt. Mm. But then you get into that age where you can smack daddy around. Yeah. That's where he was. Now, that's a punk kid. Yeah. But now we hide behind mommy. We slap it. Now that's a whole different persona and personality.
Yeah, very true, man. Indeed. We have Michael Anthony once again, $2.99 super chat. Braun is 25 and looks more intimidating than Dom. Yeah, I think Dom's 25 too. So
that's a great point, Michael, because I mean, and especially like knowing Braun's background, like, you know what I mean? Like, bro, it probably was not easy. Right. Growing up being that kid. So that is a great analogy, Anthony, a great analogy. Like, bro, I don't watch NXT, but when I see Braun, I don't think of kid.
Yeah, he looks legit.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Dom is 26, and so at this point, man, he's 4 years away from 30, man. He needs to grow some facial hair, man. Let it grow, man. Let it grow. So otherwise, he's playing like how are you going to be marketable as a top heel by being a rebellious punk kid who hides behind someone you call mommy?
I don't know, bro.
How is that a marketable top heel, man? Just I don't get it.
Yeah.
I mean, like if again, cash out on this heat, cash out on the booze, let him step away from Rhea and start, getting some reps in, man. Starting to feel like just coming in and just running roughshod, bringing chairs in, coming out with a pipe, you know what I mean? Just going in on people, man. Like he shouldn't go 50-50 with Akira Tozawa. You know what I mean? Like, how are you marketing Dominik by going 50-50 with Akira Tozawa, someone who got defeated by Rhea Ripley? And so if he's trying to come out of the shadows of Rhea Ripley, he's showing us from this match that he's not as good as Rhea Ripley because Rhea Ripley was able to demolish Akira Tozawa.
Yeah.
So and mind you, this goes back to the whole Michigan 6-6 thing. You're trying to build up Dominik to make him look strong for a Cody win, but he can't even barely get past Akira Tozawa.
Yeah.
How is that making him look stronger for it? How is that making Cody Rhodes look stronger if he were to be Dominik? And this is what's worse. If Dominik, I don't even care if it's a banana peel finish. If Dominik somehow gets through Cody, just think about how much that makes Cody look worse than Akira Tozawa, man. I don't get the logic, man. It just makes absolutely no sense to me.
Yeah.
Young Reckless 499. One, what's the point of Cody being on Raw? It makes no sense. Should be chasing Reigns. Two, do you think they should replace Damian with Balor as leader? What are your thoughts on that, Vince?
Yeah, bro, this is like, again, this is what I don't understand, bro, because Cody, got derailed by Lesnar and he was in a program with Lesnar. Mm-hmm. Then he started the whole thing. Lesnar doesn't want to come to Raw because he's afraid of me. Mm-hmm. That's where, again, if Vince Russo is writing, now I'm going to Brock's house.
Yeah.
Guess what, bro? Brock don't come to me. I'm going to Brock's house. And, bro, you mean to tell me even if this is Brock's time off, he won't film something at his house, right? Not wanting to leave home. They could, bro, Cody could have stalked him around Texas. We could have, that's what I would have done. But it's exactly what Young Reckless is saying. This is what happened with Cody. Think about it. The object, Chris, is to keep raising, keep getting that talent to the next level and the next level and the next level. Cody went, like Young Reckless says, from Roman Reigns to Brock Lesnar to Dominik Mysterio.
Yeah.
Okay, bro. Like that increased his value?
No, it did not. And it's interesting, man, because it's crazy because a lot of I thought about this recently. Now, people were mad at Cody and AEW, and they just didn't like him as a babyface, and a lot of people saying he was getting a lot of spotlight. But it's weird because they didn't like they talk about people winning matches all the time and not putting people over who are veterans. Cody put over Darby Allin, Sammy Guevara, MJF, Chris Jericho, Brody Lee, Malachi Black. Like he was putting over, minus Chris Jericho, like stars, developing stars, and he even put over make QT Marshall look important. And Marshall's clique, Anthony Ogogo. He was in, and he was in for AEW for a hiccup and left. I mean, like he was making people, but he was getting booed out of this building because of that. But now he comes in and he wins the Royal Rumble, main events Mania against Roman Reigns, beats Seth Rollins 3 times, beats Brock Lesnar. And now he's a hero. Like I don't get the logic there, man. Like either you're going to complain about people winning so much, and not putting people over. And then when you put people over, you complain about it in AEW. It doesn't make any sense to me. It just goes to show that the pro wrestling fans are really a different set of people, a different crowd, a different animal. And at the end of the day, like, again, if we're not one of them, it's just a matter of how we're going to showcase ourselves getting over. Let's just pick someone to cheer or boo and just run with it.
Well, it's exactly what you're saying, Chris. It's like they're so fickle, and they can't make up their mind, and they flip-flop, and that's exactly why you can't let them dictate.
100%.
That is exactly
100%.
Why, bro.
Yep, absolutely 100%, man. And you have to build riveting stories enough to allow us to be captivated in the story so much that we're not even worried about putting ourselves over with the tribalistic mindset that I talked about before. It's all about tribalism when it comes to pro wrestling fans. And let's pick our flavor of the month right now. That's LA Knight. He's a flavor of the month. And let's just cheer for him and let's put him over because we did it. Now, if you bring someone in who we didn't put over, we're going to boo them because that wasn't our creation. We didn't manufacture that, right?
Absolutely. Yep.
But it's funny because they'll boo the person that WWE manufactured to be the star, but they'll cheer the person who they manufactured, whoever it is. But they think that the outsiders are supposed to get the memo here and start and understand this.
Yep.
Makes absolutely no sense at all, man.
Agreed. Yep.
We got Raw in 1999, bro. Last week, in regards to Booker T and others not doing jobs, Vince said the pro wrestling is not real. It's a TV show. Dr. Chris said Taker Brett are justified because it's their name and legacy. Are not the name's legacy is fake too? What do you think about that?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Because Rollin, what comes with a name and legacy is honor and respect. That's what comes with name and legacy. And I think when you look at Taker and Brett, a big part of Taker's legacy, bro, was locker room leader.
Yeah.
That's how Taker built the legacy. A part of how Brett built the legacy was Brett was a legit technical wrestler who took his craft very, very seriously.
Yeah.
So with these two guys, bro, there was a lot of honor and integrity that is not manufactured. That is absolutely real. I mean, Roland, perfect case in point. Brett always, liked to refer to himself as a Canadian hero. Bro, I swear to you, I looked at Brett as a Canadian hero, as a shoot, and I was writing the television show. But he carried himself in that manner with that type of honor and dignity and respect. That stuff's not manufactured, bro.
Yeah, good point there.
Yeah.
We got Michael Anthony, 799 Super Cut, bro. I don't watch AEW, but I saw that the Acclaimed and was blown away how over these guys are. Try find me another over team in WWE that beats them.
But you got to understand, Michael, they're over to that crowd. They're over to the AEW crowd. And when you're watching these shows, bro, how many people are really in the building? So what are we talking about, bro? Them being over to 5,000 diehard AEW fans? Bro, to me, that's not over. That's not what over is. What do you think, Chris?
Yeah, I think that's again, man. I really think AEW is just a really different animal, man. It has a lot of ECW vibes to me, as far as just wanting to put themselves over and make them the star of the show, and just kind of be a part, like enjoy this circus act. But the biggest circus act is the people in the audience.
Yes,
you know what I mean? And so,
yes, sir. Yep.
And so I think what they do every week is let's out circus the current circus act in the ring. And that's became so infectious, especially with just the modern psyche of wanting to feel validated. And so, because this validation culture is out circusing the circus act in the ring, I'm just going to create the circus act in the ring. You know what I mean? And so basically, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to manufacture what I want the presentation and the circus act to be in the ring. Okay, I don't like this act. Boo. Okay, let's get them. Okay, let's okay, you come to the ring. And everybody's like, yeah, you cool with that? Everybody? Yeah, everybody's good. So what we're going to do is we're going to put this person in the ring, and we made them, so therefore we're going to get the credit. We're going to pat each other on the back. And so that's what happens in today's culture. And so, like I said, guess what? What happens is the people who paid the tickets to watch the current acts, who didn't get the memo that it's going to be changed based on the audience, they're like, oh no, what's going on? I didn't pay to see this. And they're like, and the audience is like, boo this guy. But
Bro,
that's how it is, man.
First of all, Chris laid that out beautifully. I mean, I don't think anybody could have laid that out any better. You guys think I'm kidding? I can't tell you how many normal people I've spoken to that have said to me, I brought my kids to a wrestling event and I'm never going back to another one because of the crowd. I can't tell you guys how many people have said it's a real thing, bro. Yeah. With the casual fans, you're going with a family, you just want to have a good time, and you're around all these lunatics like it's a freaking bike rally in Sturgis, bro. Like seriously, I've heard that from so many people, Chris.
Yeah, and they're singing Seth Rollins' song ad nauseum.
Yeah,
you're like, okay, yeah, okay, that seems kind of cool. And then after like 30 seconds, it's like, okay, can we move on? You know what I mean? And then after 45 seconds, they're like, okay, is this a part of the show? Like, because I didn't come to see this. And then after a minute, they're like, okay, this is it for me. This is a lot. If I'm going to experience this every week, like I don't want to come. Neither do I want to watch. You know what I mean? If I'm a casual fan. So we got Matt Riddle, or we got Ricochet defeating Shinsuke Nakamura. Mr. 50-50 Shinsuke Nakamura. He comes to Raw and he loses on Raw, ladies and gentlemen. So how is that a upward move at all for Shinsuke Nakamura? Is it safe to say that Shinsuke Nakamura is just a placeholder nowadays?
All three of these guys are. Again, I'm going to ask the simple question. I always ask this question all the time. Why am I cheering for Nakamura? Why am I cheering for Ricochet? And why am I booing Bronson Reed? Very, very, very simple question. Yeah. What are any one of these three doing to evoke a real emotion from me?
What did I say? What do I say every week, Vince? Who got over? Every segment, who got over? So what you did here was you have Ricochet and Shinsuke Nakamura, who are the Money in the Bank match, feuding with Bronson Reed, who's not in the Money in the Bank match. And he's looking as strong as they are, although he lost and he wasn't good enough to become a Money in the Bank qualifier. But them two are beefing with him, which caused them two to beef with each other. And now they're fighting each other back and forth every week with him involved. And therefore, somehow we're supposed to think that someone got over from this whole exchange.
And whether Bronson Reed realizes it or not, all he has to do is go up to a champion and ask for a title.
That's all you got. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do.
That's all you got to do. Somebody needs to smarten him up, bro. That's all he needs to do, bro. That's it.
I didn't make it to the Money in the Bank match.
Yeah,
and I wasn't good. I wasn't good enough to be one of the 7.
Yeah.
But then I'll spend so much of my time not really trying to get in, but just mad at 2 of them.
Yeah.
Just feud with them. When all of this time, all these weeks, all I had to do was just go and ask Adam Pearce for a title match. That's all I had to do.
That's it. Riddle didn't even go through Adam Pearce. He went right to Gunther.
He just right to Gunther. Yeah. So anyone who's watching this, who's a current WWE talent, instead of trying to work your way up and being number one contenders matches and Money in the Bank matches, all you have to do is either go to the person or go to Adam Pearce, and boom, just like that, you've got a world title or any type of title.
Bro, I swear to God, it's so, when you look about how far we've come, I was reviewing the Attitude Era show today for russosbrand.com.
Yeah.
Austin is the champion. He just won the belt at WrestleMania, and he's got heat with Vince, and he's grilling Vince because he wants to know who's my first opponent.
Yeah.
So he's going, Vince is the guy that's going to name his next opponent. And then you look at where we are today, and I'm like, oh, bro, please, like, really, man, like, come on, bro.
You went from Vince McMahon to Adam Pearce. Like, it's just, wow, man, indeed. We got Matt Riddle cutting an interview, interrupted by Ludwig Kaiser, then Gunther. I want to ask you this question. So I know that Matt Riddle's gimmick is, being bootless, being shoeless. He's got a bum ankle now. Why don't he just wear boots?
That's a great point, Chris. Yeah. I think at this point I'd put boots on, maybe with a little extra support.
You think so? I mean, like, if you're getting jumped by Gunther, and the only thing you got to do is just stomp on your ankle more to make it hurt.
Well, but don't you think that the white tape is enough protection? Don't you think
it could be? Well, I mean, he stomped on it, so he was still hurting profusely. I mean, it was still a lot of pain. Why don't you just put some boots on next week?
Yeah.
And look, here's what I think. If you don't have boots on next week, you should get stomped on.
Yeah,
because that's your fault.
I agree 100%. Yes.
Ronda Rousey defeating Raquel Rodriguez. We talked about that already. Finn Balor cutting a video package. When I saw this video package, I'm like, doesn't this make Seth look like the heel?
Yeah.
Because he's sitting there like, okay, I broke my shoulder, tore my labrum. And when I was at the weakest point of my life, you came out and start laughing at me. How does that, like, if you close your eyes and just imagine the scenario that I just set up for you, guy is upset with other guy who tore his labrum, cost him the world championship. When he relinquishes the championship, he goes to the beginning of the top of the aisle, the beginning of the ramp. The guy who tore his labrum comes out and laughs at him in his weakest moment.
Right.
Who's the babyface here? The guy who tore his labrum in his weakest moment gets laughed at, or the one who laughs at the one who he broke his labrum? Like,
right.
The one who laughs at the tore labrum is the heel here. But for some odd reason, Seth is the babyface, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, bro, I swear to God, you talk about, man, and you know, like I said, bro, I talk to some people inside, and when you watch this show, bro, nobody's on the same page. No, there is not one vision, and everybody is driving that. This ship is all over the place, bro.
Yeah, it seems like it, man. It just seems like
it really does.
It's just like it's no uniformity. It's just no consistency. It just feels like things are so all over the place.
I agree.
Like, again, who do you want to build? I mean, like that's at the end of the day, that's what you have to really put yourself to make people look relevant, but build the top stars. I mean, that's just a tried and true method for generations within a professional wrestling. Who's on top and who's on the mid card to work their way up to the top. So if someone comes from the top, either gets injured or it's about time for them to, derail. Like I said before, when someone's a top name, either they have the championship, they're chasing the championship, or someone derails them from the championship and they go to that feud and come back to chasing. That's a top star consistently. They don't do that in WWE nowadays, or really pro wrestling, period. But again, a tried and true method is you're going to have that batch of stars that you want to be on the top. They're going to win consistently and continue to build themselves up, being really good quality feuds of other people who's won consistently. And that's going to make a really good feud. That's going to make two people feel real over. But nowadays, you're having this person who's like the next champion, but he's lost a few matches leading to becoming a number one contender. And then he loses the match that is the number one contender because you knew he wasn't going to lose because he wasn't built up strong enough. That's what happened to Finn Balor. That's basically where he is right now.
Bro, you know what you're talking about? You're talking about, bro, in Hollywood and movies, okay? There is a format. If it is a horror film, they follow a format, bro. Scream, Friday the 13th, Halloween, Nightmare on Elm Street. There is a format that they follow. If it's an action film, there is a format. There's formats for all these genres.
Yeah.
Bro, there used to be a format for wrestling that worked very, very well. The wrestling, it's no different, like I said, bro, than a horror film, than an action film, than a comedy, than a drama. There's a formula. Yeah. And that worked for years and years and years. But at some point, we're going to decide, we're going to just throw that all away. And now we're just going to go in a direction that makes absolutely no sense. Yeah. Why, bro? I have no idea.
That's like producing a Marvel or DC, comic and having the star lose a few, win a few, lose a few,
Exactly.
Somehow we're supposed to be captivated in that.
Exactly it is, bro.
What happens is the star gets basically a task. There's a foe that this person needs to defeat, and this person kind of builds up stamina and it goes through adversity, gets beat down, and makes the comeback, the Hogan style comeback, and wins in the end. That's the formula for Marvel and DC movies and even horror films. You have the horror films, a lot of the bad guy basically getting this, comeuppance. And you have these people like, oh my gosh, how are we going to defeat him? And then at the end, he gets defeated. Same thing with Terminator, for most of the series. Foes, defeats at the end. Same thing with Rocky.
Absolutely. Bro, look at the Rocky. He loses the first match to Apollo Creed, but all he wants to do is go to distance. Yep. So he goes the distance and he loses to the champ, rightfully so. He gets a rematch. Yep. He upsets the champ. Mm-hmm. Now, when you go in Rocky 3, bro, he's living high off the hog. They're in the mansion. He's got the little butler. Yep. Even his freaking manager, Mickey, is saying, bro, you're losing focus. Focus. What happens, bro? He goes in there against Clubber Lang and gets his clock clean. There's a reason for it.
Absolutely.
There is a reason for it. So now, after he gets his clock clean, now I got to go back to my roots.
Yep.
There's a reason.
He's not humble. Yeah.
Yes, he's humble. There's a reason for everything. There's no rhyme or reason with this show.
Indeed. Absolutely, man. We get Seth Rollins kind of name ring promo, announces Carmelo Hayes at ringside. Gets attacked at the close of the promo by Finn Balor, and Carmelo Hayes comes and snatches the chair from Finn Balor and gets Seth Rollins back on the up and up, man.
Yeah, only to lose in a couple of minutes.
Yes, only to lose. We got Tommaso Ciampa.
Now, bro? What if Carmelo Anthony there would have taken the chair from Finn Balor,
smashed him?
Smash Seth Rollins.
Yes.
That's what I'm talking about, bro. Why can't we have that anymore?
House show TV, man. House show TV.
Oh, man.
HSTV, man. House show TV.
Yeah, exactly, bro. HSTV. Yep.
We get Tommaso Ciampa backstage interview. Hey, it's
bro. How many times have we? Oh yeah, I was home for 9 months. I didn't hear from him. How many times have we freaking heard that, bro?
And again, like, why in the world would you try to make? How are you pushing Tommaso Ciampa by having him get beat up by someone who always gets beat up every week?
Yep.
Like open challenge. okay, yeah, I'll go against you. I'll fight against you. Lose, 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 lose. Still haven't won a television match all year. I mean, he could be breaking a streak at this time. So what happens is, okay, we're going to make sure that Ciampa gets over by losing to the person who always loses. And so I understand that they're trying to do the old school baby route, but at the same time, going back to the Rocky example, if someone comes in like a Rocky and he's losing to someone like a Clubber Lang or a Thunder Lips or a Ivan Drago,
Spider Rico,
and there you go, and they're losing a few matches though. Like how's the story made? Like if they show Ivan Drago lose a match before going for Rocky, that would diminish the buy-in to Rocky.
Yeah, and not only that, once he loses, you don't care about him.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. exactly. We got Rollin asking 999. How do you guys distinguish between Bret Hart and Taker taking their craft seriously and Sylvester Stallone taking his craft seriously? If Bret is a Canadian hero, then Sylvester Stallone is an American hero.
I think Sylvester Stallone is an American hero.
Yeah, Rocky for sure. Yeah.
Well, bro, when you're down to your last $50 in the bank account, and you write an unbelievable screenplay, and they want to pay you tens of thousands of dollars for it, and you turn it down because they won't let you play the lead. That's an American hero to me, bro. Like, I don't know what Rollins is trying to say, but I definitely think Sylvester Stallone is an American hero, bro.
Yeah, good point. Absolutely. We have Imperium talking backstage. Okay, so it was no contest because of Miz attacking Ciampa before match. And here's the thing with the no contest, real quick, man. So you're coming to tell me that I can save my time and potentially getting injured by just attacking you before the match and the match is called off?
Right. Yeah.
I can do that. I mean, I do that every week.
Yeah, bro, just think about an MMA fight.
Yeah.
MMA fighters going to the ring, his opponent attacks him. There's no consequences. There's no ramifications.
I still get the purse.
There's no fine. There's no suspension. There's nothing.
And I still get the purse. And it's
wrestling,
just okay,
bro. Wrestling, man. Yep.
Imperium talking backstage, and interrupted by KO and Sami Zayn. Okay. You got anything on this, man?
What?
The tag, the Imperium talking backstage and getting interrupted by KO.
No, because I got a lot for the next thing.
Okay. Dominik Mysterio defeating Akira Tozawa.
No, it wasn't that. We kind of talked about that a little bit. I'm looking at
the summit, the Money in the Bank summit.
I am sorry, bro. These are not professionals. I'm sorry, bro. These are indie workers this was god awful.
It was pretty bad, man.
These are supposed to be the best women talents in the world. Right here, cutting these promos, bro. This was god awful.
If you were to choose one person who got over on this,
Becky, because she didn't say nothing. Yeah. Seriously, she didn't. I'll tell you why Becky got over, for two reasons. First of all, I'm looking at her, bro. Sometimes we take for granted, women give birth to children.
Yeah,
the shape she's in since giving birth to a child. So that's what I'm noticing. Number one,
he bounced back,
bro. Think about this. The fact that she was the only one who didn't say anything got her over.
Yeah, absolutely. Less is more, man.
Everybody else that opened their mouths in this segment absolutely buried themselves. Yeah. Absolutely, bro.
Yep.
Oh, this was atrocious, bro. Yeah. Atrocious.
Yep.
Atrocious. I'm sorry, bro. I don't know how you've been on the main roster as long as Bailey and your promos are this bad. I don't understand that, bro, because you would think the more reps, you better get. And you've seen that with people. I've talked about this at the beginning. Go look at some of Charlotte's early promos when she had no confidence whatsoever, and they were atrocious. She got better and better and better. I have not seen any improvement from Bayley from day one.
I think it's just a matter of her not still. I don't think she's still really honed in or really comfortable in her role as much. Now, there was a time during COVID that her promos were better on SmackDown when she was with Sasha. But because she really honed in her role, it was something different, it was something fresh. But that was 3 years ago. You know what I mean? So at this time, like you're gonna have to, and I'm not the big fan of like just turning people babyface or heel because you don't have anything for them. I think that's just lazy booking.
I agree.
But at the same time, I do think at this point, like there's no options left for Bayley, man. Like you're just gonna have to do something, make a turn, go back to the hugger Bayley or something. Like here's the thing, man. When Hogan came back, from in WCW, when he was in NWO for a while, he went back to red and yellow. Now before the NWO, he's getting booed, and that was one of the reasons, like, okay, well, let's just go ahead and turn him. But it's interesting because what is old is new again, man. So what happens is when Hogan came back in the WCW to red and yellow, man, the place went all through the roof because what is old is new again. And the same people who were booing him before NWO were cheering him because there was some space in between seeing the same thing over and over again. I think if you bring back that babyface Bayley, it's been way enough time to get her and refresh her in that character because this here is just not cutting it for me, man.
Bro, all it would take would be her cutting a promo at a little girl in the first row. And then the girl's reaction and like there's that, oh shit, I'm sorry, but you know what I'm saying? That's all it would take. That's all it would take, and that sticks with her. She can't get that out of her mind, and then she starts realizing the good she used to do, and people looking up to her, and look at me now. Like that's all it would take.
I love that, man, because you can have someone like Io Sky or someone, when Dakota Kai comes back, she can be egging her on and like, come on, let's attack her, or they could be, talking, trying to plot somebody back, trying to plot to get somebody, and then Io and Dakota can walk away and they can still stay on Bayley, and she's just kind of contemplating, just kind of lulling it over, just kind of thinking about like, what I mean? Like, I don't know if I'm just in this anymore. You know what I mean? Especially after the promo, just thinking about the promo, just thinking about, and then eventually what you do is you have you have Io and Dakota double team someone, and then all of a sudden you have Bayley just kind of sit back and then attack Io and Dakota, and then that would just boom, that'll get blow the roof off, that'll really get her over, and then it'll go back to the babyface. And it'll be interesting because I would actually find the parents to that person and I would have them bring her back. I would pay for the ticket, have that kid come back in that front row, and then her cut a promo again telling her thank you. I mean, her thank you for causing her to see the light again. For so long, I was with this damage control. I was really trying to go the wrong route of trying to get on the top. And I realized that what got me on the top before and got me this champion was the way that I should have done it the whole time. You know what I mean? And so that would have really worked, for her. So, we have the Gunther defeating Sami Zayn. We talked about that as far as the 50-50.
That was probably the worst thing on the show for me. I'm looking at, Sami Zayn took his shirt off tonight. And and this is what's BS to me, bro. I'm looking at Sami Zayn and I'm looking at myself at 62. Bro, this guy's got the same definition I do. And Sami Zayn is what, 40? What? He's at least 15 years younger than I am. And then we know what Gunther looked like and what he looks like now. Based on that alone, bro, one guy putting in the work and one guy not, I ain't going 50-50 with these two guys. But, Chris, I got a great story, bro. Like, this is what this reminds me of. We broke up the Dudleys. And when we broke up the Dudleys, Bubba got in tremendous shape. And Devon didn't. And we really started pushing Bubba. And Devon came to me and said, Vince, what gives? And I'm like, bro, look at the shape Bubba's gotten himself into. And with all due respect, because Devon knew I loved him like a brother, I'm like, bro, look at you. Bro, Devon didn't say one word because he knew I was right. And what did he do? Then he went and got in Bubba shape. But that's what I'm talking about, bro. When you look at the transformation of Gunther and the work that had to go into that, why is a guy like Sami Zayn that looks like he never goes to a gym? Why is he going 50-50 with this guy, bro?
Agreed, man. You got to build stars. Again, you got to know who are the stars you want to put over, and you got to protect them. Like Sami Zayn and Gunther can't get over the same match. No. Like who's going to get it? Who's going to get over? And I think that's the problem a lot when it comes to these wrestlers. They want it comes to these wrestling matches and these productions and this writing. They want to protect both people in the match. Either one, don't book one person to be in the match who you want to protect, or two, book someone in the match that you don't want to protect and to have the person demolish. I mean,
if you want to protect Sami by Gunther not being able to put him away. That's how you protect Sami, not by Sami getting covers on Gunther. Gunther cannot put him away. The more he can't put him away, the more frustrated he's getting. You know, Sami's rolling out of the ring. He's doing that's how you get Sami over. When Sami starts covering Gunther, I'm sitting here, Chris, and I'm saying, and so is every other casual fan, this is BS, man. If these two were to really have a fight, it would not look like this.
Good point, man. Good point. We got Natalya cutting a backstage promo. Any thoughts on this, man?
Bro, I listen. They're gonna go round 3, and if they have Rhea Ripley beat her the same exact way, Natalya's dead. I mean, bro, there was definitely a story here that they could have told about Natalya's self-doubt. My God, I'm a heart. I've got this legacy to live up to, man. Uncle Brett's, looking at me, and, my family's looking at me. I've got the name, I've got the reputation, and this champion is manhandling me, embarrassing me. Now, bro, the battle becomes within herself. Do I have this anymore? I don't want to be an embarrassment to my family. Is it time to quit? The battle is within. That's the story. She goes out there, bro, and loses a third time to Rhea Ripley. Good night, Irene. You had to tell that story after she got her butt kicked at the pay-per-view. That's when you had to start telling that story. Like, wait a minute. Do I still have it? Chris, that's a question we all ask ourselves, especially every pro athlete, especially every
that has tenure.
Yes, man. Yes. Do I still have it to compete at this level? That's the real story, bro.
Very true. Finn Balor defeating Carmelo Hayes. We talked about that. Cody Rhodes cutting a backstage interview with his dog.
Bro, I'm like, we're gonna paint him this much of a baby face. Now he's back there with his dog. Bro, is he gonna have his kid next week? Like, what are we doing here, bro? What are we doing?
Did you see his shirt?
What did it say?
It said, Georgia's own Cody Rhodes.
Oh, bro. This is going to backfire on them like everything else, bro. This is going to backfire, man.
Even if you live, it doesn't matter where you're from, as long as you're from some town in Georgia. Like if I'm from Columbus, if I go to Cincinnati, I'll wear a shirt that says Ohio's own.
Me too. I go when I'm on Long Island and I go upstate New York. bro. Meanwhile, his cast was coming off during the match.
Yes, it was. I didn't notice it. Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay.
George Zoe, ladies.
Great job. Great job. Good.
Speaking of that, he beats Damian Priest. We talked about that as far as just the terrible booking of Damian Priest.
Yeah.
Man.
But that's why, bro. They're turning him babyface so that they're going to beat him to death, thinking everybody's going to forget about that once he becomes a baby.
Yeah, but the problem with that is, man, a lot of times the strongest baby faces are the biggest heels. You know what I mean? Like you're really building your reps as a heel, and you're this big heel. Flair did it all the time, man. Like he was a huge heel, and the pendulum swing made him a stronger baby face.
I agree.
If you're a heel down here, like when it's kind of bottoming out and then you turn babyface, there's no momentum shift there. Like the more momentum you get as a heel, it shifts that much more as a babyface.
Yeah.
But he's here. There's no shift there. It's like, oh, he's a heel. Okay, well, now he's here. It's a babyface.
I agree. I agree, bro. Yep.
Let them know about the brand, my man.
Yeah, guys, check it out, man. Russo'sBrand.com, bro. You'll get this every day, all week long.
Indeed, ladies and gentlemen. Follow at the Vince Russo right underneath his name.
Yes.
Follow at Chris Prolific Run underneath my name. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, this has been another episode of Legion of Raw. Vince Russo, Dr. Chris. Have a good night, everybody. Solo.